Hey, what's going on everyone? So today we're here in the workshop, also known as the downstairs kitchen. So today we're going to be doing a maintenance video on this guy, this white Ibanez RG350DX. Fantastic guitar, I love it. I've had it, this is my first guitar, I bought it when I was 13. I've done some work to it. And about 3 years ago I replaced these pots. And I had this little flamethrower switch, which boosts the gain to I think it's just to everything. And I replaced the stock pickups with EMGs, because, you know, EMGs can make a guitar made out of 2x4s sound good. So yeah, I did that about 3 years ago, and now I'm kind of having some issues. If we turn on this amp here, you got that lovely hissing noise. That's with the flamethrower on. It's not as bad when the flamethrower is off, but you know, switch to the bridge pickup, you got a little bit of a hiss, and when you touch the knobs, yeah, that's not good. I mean, it's really bad with that. And I've also kind of noticed the input jack might have something to do with it, because if you listen real closely, I don't know if you can hear that, but it kind of goes away when you touch the contact point of the cord. So I'm going to go in there with some contact cleaner. Hopefully that'll take care of it. Just maybe there's like some dust in the little fans for the pots. I really don't have to buy new pots, but it might end up happening. Also, I'm going to change the battery because it hasn't been changed since I got everything replaced 2 years ago. The battery is actually housed in here. That was the only place where the guitar guy could fan it or figure out a place to put the battery. So I got to get that replaced. And then the other thing is this nut up here. This one. It's still making noise. This guy doesn't tighten down, and it's because the actual housing for the screw is stripped. So if you look at the screw, you know, there's kind of this metal, this little like silver part. It's because the actual nut itself has been stripped. So to demonstrate, I'll just put this in. It won't. Floyd Rose is supposed to be a locking nut, so that means you can tighten the nut down, and then you do all your fine tuning here at the end. So if I were to demonstrate here. So we're going to try and tighten this down, and it won't do it. So that means if it was tightened down, so if we were to do this, you can tug on this guy all you want. This one's fine. It's not going to go out of tune. Whereas this guy is going to go out of tune. So, once you have it locked, you know, you're supposed to do the fine tuning down here. We saw that on the top one, but the bottom one's not doing that, so I have to replace the whole nut. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So yeah, let's do it. Let's take the strings off and see what we're working with here. Okay, so the biggest thing you want to do whenever you're working on Floyd Roses is to make sure that you shim the bridge. This string actually just broke, but it's okay because we were going to change it anyway. But you want to make sure the tension between the strings and the springs on the back here stays the same. If not, you will have a lot of headaches, believe me. So you can just kind of put in whatever you have to prevent the bridge from compressing this direction, because once you take the strings off, there's just going to be the tension from the springs. They're going to compress this way, sending the bridge this way. So we want to have something to prevent that. But on my other guitar, it's literally just this old school eraser. So you can kind of just use whatever you have available. People have a couple of different methods they like to use for taking the strings off. Some people like to clip them, just like, you know, snip, snip. I like to just undo them down here. So yeah, we're going to do that. Okay, so while I was taking the strings out, my shim kind of fell out, and my spring kind of came undone. So we're off to a great start. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna take the whole bridge out at this point, and we're just gonna have to deal with the tension later. Not too excited about that, but hey, it's good experience. Yeah, quick shout out. I found this book, Teach Yourself Guitar Repair and Maintenance. This is actually the book I used to learn all this kind of stuff. It's written by John Carruthers, who I think was Eddie Van Halen's guitar tech for like a long time. He wrote a book, and that's kind of where I learned to do all this stuff. In addition to my dad. My dad has done this stuff for a while, but yeah. Check this book out if you're interested in getting into maintenance. They also got a DVD too, I'm pretty sure, but no one does DVDs anymore. So I'm sure you can find his stuff on YouTube as well. But yeah, John Carruthers, check him out. He's the man. All right, now that the bridge and springs are off and the strings as well, I'm going to just do the easiest thing first, which is to replace the nut. So I'm going to do that right now.
Society. Don't want to listen to the things that you want me to. Don't care at all about the music that's new. Don't want to be chewed up and spit out by the music industry. Well, I never cared much for the propaganda that's on social media. All I need is a phone, call me up at home when I am alone. Hear me whine and moan about who I don't want to be. A product of society. Don't want to listen to the things that you want me to.
Okay, so the new nut is on. I saw a few anomalies in the time lapse there. I noticed there was a little shim already underneath the old one, so I decided I'd keep it on there. I also noticed there was, in addition to the little washers on this screw, I already had the replacement washers for that from the other set, but there was more little tiny gold ones already in the holes on the other side. So I'm thinking the action might be a little bit higher on this potentially. If it's too much of a problem, I know exactly where to look. So I'm not too worried about it, but we'll figure that out when we put the strings on it. Also, there's a little, like just a tiny bit, if you'll focus, tiny little gap, like that's just a fingernail. But shouldn't be an issue, but I mean, with Floyd Rose guitars, millimeters make a world of difference. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully this guitar will cooperate with me this time, but it doesn't usually cooperate with me. So we'll see what happens. See all this crap? That's probably what's, just like wood dust or something. Something's getting in there. Yeah, so I get the feeling if we just kind of get some compressed air, some contact cleaner, this should start working like a champ again. Yeah, this is pretty dirty. Okay, let's see if we can take the. Oh, it's two batteries. I didn't realize that it was two batteries. Because they're both active pickups. Yes, that would make sense. Alright. Compressed air time.
Oh, it was right there. Well, you could try spraying air in there. What you're really going to need is to spray the oil down in there and be like this. This one seems a little scratchy.
It is.
It feels a little scratchy.
You can hear it, too.
It feels smoother to me already, Jacob.
Well,
You should check it out.
It.
Well, yeah. Absolutely.
It's not as bad as it was. The big thing was the flamethrower.
We need to spray down in there. You do this a lot. Go. But the other part you need to get is down in here.
Man.
But it's dirty. There was dirty stuff coming out of there, so it's definitely cleaning it. That could be because all this is like unshielded and
Right.
outside of the... But I would do the same thing. I'd still put some more in there. So then you would put that back on and tighten it up real good. But that's the idea. Do the same thing on all these.
Do it for the other ones. Okay. I'll try it.
I bet it'll be better even if it's not fixed.
Right. I'm kind of worried about dealing with the bridge again, but there's kind of no way around it.
Starting to feel it, starting to see it, starting to feel the change. I don't wanna wake up, don't wanna grow up, gotta get past the growing pains. I know the time has arrived and I gotta learn the things that I need to survive. I know it's good for me, but can't you see? Don't have to like it just 'cause it's good for me. Starting to feel it, starting to see it, starting to feel the change. I don't wanna wake up, don't wanna grow up, gotta get past the growing pains. Telling me that I need a job, and I got my heart broken by a rich girl. She would be the last, but she was the first. No one told me that growing up hurts. Starting to feel it,
Finally,
see it, starting
I replaced the batteries. These batteries obviously still work, but I don't know when I'm going to get the chance to do this again, so I'm just going to go ahead and change it out now. My other guitar goes through 9 volts really fast because of the Sustainiac, so these will just be thrown into the case with my Sustainiac guitar. So I'll get some fresh ones in with this one. EMG 89, made in the USA, gotta love it, gotta love it. Let's just see how it's set up right now. Oh. So much better. So much better than it was. I think that clicking is just from something's not being this is probably touching something, so I'll rearrange it when I get it down, but I mean that's a million times better. Well, that's probably part of it. Well, I might have spoken too soon. Let's see. Let's make sure we get this nice and tight. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is volume. Yeah, it's a bazillion times better, Dad. So this is with the flamethrower, which is, it's gonna have more gain because that's
Right.
what a flamethrower does, but
And I don't even hear it. Is this cranked up all the way?
Yeah. it's still a little bit of a hum, but that could just be that. So I'm gonna put that back in
And you're
tighten
good
her
to
down.
go.
Yeah. That did it. I think it could have also been these batteries were getting old.
Dead.
Yeah. So that's probably part of it. What do you think? I think it sounds pretty good. Let me stop this one.
I know that I should take the blame for the mistakes that I always make. But at this point I don't care, 'cause I'm about to crash and burn. I guess that I'll just never learn. I wanna...
Yeah, that's fine. Flamethrower is supposed to be loud anyway. Alright, that's the easy part. Now we have to restring it, which is going to be so much fun. Okay. How the fun begins.
This is a little bit. Get a toothpick. This is a little bit goofy, but it works. If you really want to direct the oil somewhere, like suppose I want to get it like in there. So then you put this in there and then you kind of spray the toothpick and it drips down in there. But you may not need to do that. You can just spray it. Just kind of. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's going to much matter.
Yeah. Yeah, I also kind of want to tighten this one up, just so it doesn't swing around so much. I want to just a little bit. Yeah, that's what we like. Kind of stiff. That's clean. Now the fretboard. So you want to start with just a nice lemon oil. And you just kind of go generous application. And then while kind of you let it dry, you just go into the frets. And I guess you could use a toothpick. I'm not trying to. I usually use my fingernail. But just kind of go in there and just scrape out all the crap. Man, that lemon oil is very lemony. Come up, dig it. You just get each side of the fret, because that's where the dirt really lives, is the frets. You know, there's, I mean, you get stuff like in the middle of the frets, but it accumulates at the edges. So yeah, that's what you really want to get. And that lemon oil smells good. There probably won't be a whole lot of crap up here near the top of the neck if you don't play there a whole lot. I played pretty high up the neck pretty regularly, so I would probably have more dirt up here than most people, I would say, but you're going to have a lot of stuff. I mean, you can, I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, there's going to be a ton of crap up there near the 5th fret and down, where you play power chords and everything, you know. So, and that's where we are so far. That's the 12th fret almost. Well, that's It's not as bad as I've had before, but I mean that's still pretty bad. But yeah, I also try to. I'm sort of nitpicky about washing my hands before I play my guitar, like every time. So I may sweat and get some dirt on it while I'm playing, but I make sure my hands are clean before I go in there, just to kind of make this easier whenever I have to do it. So but yeah, we're just gonna let that dry for a little bit. I'm gonna get my hands clean. We'll just get the body with some just polish, the guitar polish. That's the nice thing about having a white guitar is, I don't know, something about this finish, just, you never really see dirt on it. It hopefully will not need a truss rod adjustment, but it's possible. If that's the case, we're out of luck. I'm gonna just hope that everything's good. I'm gonna put it back in E flat. I'm not gonna put it back in standard because I don't want to risk having to deal with tension and bending and everything. I'm just not gonna try and mess with that today. So yeah, I don't want to do this. Try to get these even, just so you can do the fine adjustments later and have room to work with, sharp or flat. Okay, for this, you gotta have the tool. This guy, you can buy this on StewMac, super cheap, but it is so much of a time saver. Dad, you think you could give me a hand here? So this has got to stay in there.
You hold it like that?
Yeah, but you got to have it be right up in those notches. And keep it there.
In those notches.
And keep it there.
Okay.
While I try to put the springs in back here.
Okay.
If this doesn't
How
work,
am I doing?
You're doing great. If this doesn't work, I'm going to put the strings on first and then just try this afterwards. But this should work. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll just
Got it?
poke my fingers in there and hurt for a minute.
Okay, keep going.
It'll be okay. I just don't want to do it for half an hour.
This last one's always the hardest.
Yeah.
One more try. Okay, we got it.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that was hurting. I'm okay now.
Okay.
I think it's cutting in there pretty good. It was like this. This thing was like catching right there.
I would have put like a shim or something in there, but it would just still pop out if I did it. So
Right. We're all right.
Supposed to be.
Good.
All right. Cool. I think we're okay.
Cool.
And it's about level, so that's what we want.
It's coming back. See, it's not so bad now. It'll be up fine. I worked it in 5 minutes probably. Okay.
So you gotta do it the backwards way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what John Carruthers does. Some people, you do it the normal way,
And
you
then
string
cut
it up,
it.
spin it, and then cut this part off.
Why?
But I'm like, if you got something to already block it for you, just do that.
That makes sense to me.
So you just do it backwards. And then you gotta go right to the, if it's aligned properly, which it's a little bit tall, but I think we'll be okay. Famous last words, but you want to go right to the edge of the saddle,
Mm.
right there. So you have, you can bend it and put it in there,
Right.
and then you have something to work with.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we'll do, kind of stretch it out a little bit too. He did what John Carruthers did. As he goes, he just pulls really hard up here,
Mm-hmm.
up here,
Mm-hmm.
down here,
Mm-hmm.
and then 5th foot. Just kind of,
Stretch it in the middle.
yeah. I don't think the order really matters too much, but I kind of like to go low, high, low, high, low, high.
Mm-hmm. So you still leave those loose for the time being.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I hope that it goes
Yep,
down a little
there
bit
you go.
more. Okay, cool, I can
It's
live
close.
with that. No, I can't live with that. Okay, that's close enough where I can get it with the fine tuning, I think. Because they all kind of move when the other one moves. you know?
Right. Tension changes on one of them, changes all of them.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I didn't like it. Back in the day, I would have probably had gotten one, but I just felt like I couldn't ever keep the thing tuned.
Once you get it set up, it's you kind of never have to tune it, but it's the setup that's the pain. We're gonna try it. Okay. That's loud.
That is loud. That little amp might have been loud enough to get the other.
It's not great, but
It's close.
well, I think playing it a little bit will get everything back into shape. So I think that's the end of the video. Have a good day.